So the third and final Venom movie, The Last Dance, just came out. And if you told me in 2007, after seeing Spider-Man 3, that there was eventually going to be a Venom trilogy by 2024, I would have just laughed at you. But here we are. We got the trilogy, and I gotta say, this third movie, probably the best one of the bunch. Personally, I liked the first one, didn't really care for the second movie, and this one improves on just about everything from the first two movies. So one of my biggest complaints about the first and second movie was that the story involved Venom facing off against just another symbiote that just was like another color of Venom. The first one was black versus gray. The second one was black versus red. It was just two symbiotes fighting the whole movie. In this one, they actually have a plot that isn't just two symbiotes fighting. And it's way better. It's more entertaining. It's super easy to follow. It's a little more personal. This movie is a little more about Venom and Tom Hardy. It doesn't really matter about the other stuff. And I think the slightly more focus and slightly better writing of this film goes a long way. With all that being said, there's still a couple dumb characters. I think Juno Temple playing the Doctor character is pretty dumb. I do not like her at all. I feel like she's just a plot device in this movie. And the other symbiotes that do appear in this film, I don't really care for them. It's not that they're dumb. I just don't think they belong in this movie. They don't really need to be there. They're just kind of there for more action. The reason I personally watch these movies is for Tom Hardy playing Venom. And in this movie is my favorite version of that. The banter, the back and forth between Tom Hardy and Venom, the inner dialogue, the outer dialogue, it works great in this movie. I really feel like Tom Hardy has settled in this role and really embraced the wackiness of this character. He does great in this. I could watch a whole movie about just those two talking back and forth, and it would be just as entertaining, in my opinion. So along with the story, a huge complaint with the first movie and second movie was like the last, third of the movies was like a CGI fest that you could barely track or watch. It was just CGI blob fighting a CGI blob. Here you go, have fun. Now in this movie, there is a lot of CGI, of course. It's better directed here if you ask me. The fight scenes are a little easier to watch. It's brighter out. It's not as much nighttime scenes. And there's more color coordinated monsters and beings, I guess. It's a lot easier to see what's happening in these action scenes. That doesn't mean they're like great action scenes. They're fine. But it helps that I can actually see what's going on. So that is quite a bit of good, but there is still some bad. There's a lot of dumb side characters, like the whole alien family hunters characters. I don't really like any of them. Like I said, the Doctor character is meh. The General character is also just meh. They all just feel so cookie cutter and cliche, honestly. Luckily, they're not huge support characters. They're just kind of there, sprinkled in. Tom Hardy is still the main guy, the main draw. And even though the plot is better than the last couple movies, if you ask me, it's still very generic in the superhero market of movies. Big villain wants to take over the world, so he sends down his army of creatures to fight the main protagonist. You've seen this movie a dozen times. It's just with the Venom skin. Surprisingly enough, though, the ending of this movie, I'm not going to spoil it, but the ending of this movie hit me pretty good. The quote-unquote bromance between Tom Hardy and Venom is better than most romances in most movies. And the ending of this movie almost got a tear out of me, not gonna lie. So Venom: The Last Dance, the final movie in the Tom Hardy Venom trilogy. I would say it's definitely worth your time, and it's not even 2 hours long. It is a super easy watch. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will talk to y'all later.